episode 9, correct? How you guys doing today? Please introduce yourself.
Good.
So on this corner, right? Yeah, I was gonna say in this corner like a fucking boxing match. We got Brayn, Sticky in the cut. How you guys doing?
Chilling.
You know.
You know how it goes. Living through this pandemic.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And on this side, we got 24, aka Deoncho half of 48, and over here being the obnoxious one, we got Danny Paths.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start getting to know you guys a little bit more.
For sure,
So
for sure.
what we usually try to start off with is like, you know, how y'all got your name, you know, what got you into the scene. So just to kind of give you guys a rough idea. So how'd you guys go about, you know, getting Sticky and Brayn?
I used to go by Evolve when I first started. And then I just started phasing out of what I was making, which was mostly house.
Mm-hmm.
And then I liked the herbal, so Sticky was it was right. I don't know. I just liked it. And from then on, boom, switched to the rhythm and popping from there.
Yeah, definitely, man. And then I was actually, chilling with this dude one day in my car. I was just like, I want to start DJing at some point, like what should my name be, whatever. And he was like, man, you just like, I don't know, it's just the A and the Y in your name and boom, Brayn right there. Shit. There you go. Like, all right.
Yeah. On and popping.
Yep.
So how long have you guys been in the scene for?
I mean, my first show was EDC 2010. So
Jeez.
yeah, so I've been in it for 10 years, but I didn't start taking producing seriously or anything like that until about 6 years ago, maybe.
Sheesh. Still got an OG in the cut.
Yeah, for sure. I'm older, but it's all good, Shit.
Yeah, and then he put me onto some dubstep early on, because I knew him since high school.
Yeah.
In a minute, and it was just really cool because it was my early introduction into this the kind of music and dubstep and stuff. But then actually getting serious about it was 2016. It was at UNT. Shout out, ooh, for sure.
Fuck the Eagles.
Yeah, Philadelphia, but nah, I wasn't saying. But yeah, I just joined a DJ club at UNT, NT DJs. Put me on the DJ, and after that, I was just like, dude, I just want to take it to the next level, So, yeah, I started doing Brayn, took it to 2016, and then I changed the logo up to the actual Brayn, 2 years later, and just stuck to that ever since. Pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool to see people just they're in the scene or have been in the scene longer. So I guess you've seen the evolution of not just the artists themselves, but the music itself.
Oh, for
how
sure.
much it's evolved and how quick it's evolved.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, just since 2016 has progressed a lot. Just because it's access to the technology and the software, it's out there. Anyone with a computer can start if they want to dedicate the time. So, it's been popping for a few years now. And with everyone staying at home and honing their craft, a lot of type music is going on right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I feel another thing that kind of just got introduced as of lately was Vital.
Oh, dude, that's pretty sick. Yeah.
So just seeing how people, not really limited, but I feel like Serum before kind of had, people were kind of limited with that just because of how heavy it was on your CPU. But now that Vital's super smoother, more optimized, and how much easier it is.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a whole new wave just generating strictly from that
Oh
program.
yeah.
So I'm hyped to see what'll come out in the next couple of months.
Oh yeah,
Dude, definitely.
People actually have time to sit there and
Figure out
toy
what
with it for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And not get intimidated by it just because of how smooth it actually functions.
Yeah, the accessibility is always key.
Oh,
Exactly.
UIs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So do y'all have any tracks or mixes out?
Yeah, I have a few label releases out on my SoundCloud and a few on Spotify and stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah, Sticky's I've been trying to grow it and it's getting there. So
Oh yeah, that's dope.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I managed to get a collab with one of my friends from California on the Rhythm Project. That was really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Very heavy track. It was really
yeah.
awesome. And then we have something coming out soon. Yeah, camera. Something coming out soon. Yeah.
For sure, hell yeah. Yeah, we have a track together coming out soon, so
Okay.
yeah.
Shit, just send them to me so I can double it to make it the intro.
Got you.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Hell yeah. So, Brayn, I want to ask you, dude. So, how did the whole, like, is it Plate Digger?
Yeah, Play Digger podcast.
The Plate Digger podcast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. How did that, come into fruition?
So the initial idea for it was to make just like kind of like a repost channel on SoundCloud, like just handpicked tracks, reposting and stuff like that, and hopefully catching, some sort of traction with that. But then I don't know, I was talking with him one day, and he had his own podcast he was doing, and he knew like a lot about the podcasting world, and so we just started talking about like, yo, what if we create a show where we try to find these artists on SoundCloud, whatever, and just talk about them, people from different parts of the world, all different ages, it's crazy like how like rhythm and dubstep is like truly like globalized in a way, and yeah, so he started messaging a whole bunch of dudes like, yo, can we feature you on the first season of the podcast, whatever, and then it was cool. We got people from Argentina, France, here in the USA, like it's crazy how just how rhythm and dubstep is like translated different parts of the world,
Europe, all over South America, like every place has their own little scene. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like some of the artists have a similar sound, and it's very distinct to the region. It's pretty fucking cool like that too. Like,
yeah. But I asked, is it, like, have you noticed like parts of like Middle East compared to like say Africa having like different distinct like sounds to them? And
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure, and you could always tell, okay, this guy's from Argentina. They have that kind of flowy, wompy kind of like their own style, and like the more traditional style from the European stuff, and it's. Well, I sometimes I'm like taken aback by it. I'm like, yo, this person is from this part of the world, and this person's from that part of the world, and we talk to these people like when 10 years ago that wasn't really a thing, because SoundCloud was just getting big, and like the potential of connection across the world is crazy.
Right. So, positively and negatively, how has COVID affected y'all?
I mean, I was a hermit anyway. Like, I stayed home most of the time. Like, I went to the occasional show when I needed to get out, but I was always on my computer, producing and working on stuff. It's been hard to see other people I know like kind of struggle with it, but since I stay home and it wasn't really a change much in my normal life.
Right.
Like, for me, it wasn't negative or positive. It was just like another thing that we have to watch out for, and that kind of stuff, So luckily, I wasn't affected, directly by it, but I know people are, and it's hard for them.
For sure.
Yeah, I had to change jobs, which was kind of weird because I was just kind of used to just the structure and stuff. So having to, switch it up was kind of, threw me off a little. And then, but, at the same time, I was able to dedicate like more time to like learning stuff like Photoshop, stuff that would, help benefit, the podcast in the long run and all that.
Yeah,
so yeah, it was cool learning Photoshop for sure, man. That was alright. I started whipping up homeboys art here and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, people definitely had their pros in this. Like, definitely had a better reach now, since everybody's behind a computer on their phone now, not at work, and have to stay home.
Yeah, for sure. Fine-tuning those skills, man.
Yeah.
People are able to grow that maybe never would have.
So I guess it's sticky, since like you were kind of just like a hermit before all this happened. Do you feel like seeing like newer names just kind of just pop out of nowhere, and then seeing like their progression as they like as time passed on, do you feel like that kind of like motivated you to like kind of like push yourself, like, okay, like this shit's real, like you can do this if you just like.
I mean, I always knew it was possible, but trying to go about it different ways. Since I've been in it for so long, I've failed before, and I've learned from those mistakes. And one thing I always come back to is, as long as you put in the work, and as long as the music speaks for you, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Right. So like trying to keep up with someone else or something like that, that's gonna hinder you, because if you look sideways, you can't look ahead. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Bars, bro. Bars.
So you gotta stay focused and just do what you're doing, and that might be hard because you might see someone being more successful than you that might be from the same city or they might be the same age as you, or even younger than you, but
Right.
it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you put in the work, it's gonna happen.
You're on your own path.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bars.
Hell yeah.
But okay, so something we've like, I don't know if we talked about it like behind camera or on camera, but something that I feel like does happen a lot, especially like in this, you know, area, is you'll have like not really a collective, but you know, there's a good amount of individuals just in the scene in terms of like producers and DJs, artists, I would say. I feel like at first it kind of starts off with like, you know, just having that support from everybody, but I feel like there are those some like, you know, people, not gonna name drop obviously because that's free promo, we don't do that here.
Right, yeah.
It's like as soon as, you know, that one individual starts taking off, you're gonna have like those like people that are kind of just like, you know, kind of jealous and immediately kind of turn into like haters in a way.
Yeah, and that's a problem in this area. Not only in the electronic music scene, but it's also in the rap scene and in the rock scene. I don't know what that stems from, but like before, you know, you just gotta stay focused on yourself. Like, and even if people do hate on you because you're getting some recognition, at the end of the day, that you have to correlate that with their issue. That issue isn't on you.
Exactly.
You doing your own thing. That's their issue that they have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And once they do, things will probably start going better for that person.
Right.
Or a group of people, whoever, you know what I mean?
So if you're out there hating, stop focusing on other people, focus on yourself. Towards yourself to progress. And,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Better yourself.
That's the best move you can make, is stop focusing on other people, other things going on, and just focus on what you're doing.
Keep that circle tight, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. For sure.
So have y'all played any live events?
Sticky, not yet. Because I've been about a year and a half in now, and like that's the one thing that's like this kind of derailed any possible like live shows that I was building up to. So, but it's cool. I just make music, you know what I'm saying? Just make more music, that's all.
Before all this happened, I managed to play 2 Grindfests, was pretty cool. Okay. One of them was when Monks came.
Ooh.
Yeah, very very early on. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then the most was it G-Rex and Fizo? Silent Disco for that was pretty cool.
Oh
yeah, man.
That Silent Disco was super underappreciated, bro. That shit was tight. That shit was tight. And the people out there. I wish I had the flyer to like shout out the names, but that shit was cool. People were going off out there.
Hell yeah,
man.
I remember the first time I saw this, man. It was at Open Decks for Ham, and it was him and Alex going back to back. Even though it was for like 20 minutes, bro. I'm just there, just doing my shit. This little was back to back.
That was fun back to back. Seriously, I don't know. Like he has so much energy up there, and it's just I'm not used. I had to like try to keep up. Like Goku and Vegeta, type shit. I was like, fuck, alright, gotta mix this shit quick.
It was funny because like from the crowd, I just see Alex going off, and then like as soon as you start mixing in your track, it's like I don't know if you were worried about like quote unquote keeping up because again. Y'all were just like head to head type.
Yeah.
Thing. It was funny just seeing his reaction, just going over and just looking at you like, oh! Every time you drop that kid, it was just instant bass face.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking gorgeous. Chef's kiss,
I feel like that's the one thing I miss most, like about like live shows. It's just like those small, like I guess intimate shows where it like a bunch of people. Like DJs, artists go to one venue just to have a slot to play, but a majority of the crowd consists of those DJs and artists.
Yeah.
So they have like a better like true like understanding and appreciation of what's going on there, rather than people just like hearing the music, which again is still great, but it's nicer to have that genuine reaction from somebody that knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, because you appreciate that reaction more from someone who can actually do what you do. And like can appreciate either the difficulty or the technicality of what you're doing.
100%.
You're doing something right.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, and also it's just crazy how you have those organic like homie moments, where like it's surprise back to back, or oh shit, and Yonk's is pulling up,
Bro, I think was he at the? I remember because
he's gone to a couple of open decks and gone back to back with like Erebus, and like it's crazy,
Yeah, he shows love to the local scene.
Hell yeah. Because I remember seeing him up there, and I don't know if it was like a video I took from Snap or something, but I just remember just seeing up there, or looking up there, and then finding out like months later who Neonix was.
Yeah.
And then looking back, I was like, wait, That's him.
He was always there all along, you know? Type shit.
Shout out Neonix. Always showing love to the local scene.
Yeah, man.
Fucking goat.
So, if y'all could choose anybody, who would y'all's all-time dream back-to-back be?
This is a tough one for them because they've been in the scene longer than us,
Yeah.
bro. We only know like the poppin' names right now.
Damn, that's a good one. Probably like just on like the type of rhythm I like and stuff. Probably Infect.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, probably Infect.
He's a fucking don, bro. He's been in the scene for so long. I remember seeing a video of him, and I think it was Subfiltronics, just going back to back, and bro, he looked like a kid. He looked like a kid, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's been in the scene for a while. So that'd be interesting to see. That'd be fun.
And he's on like the same kind of energy level I am, where like I'm just trying to vibe, you know, like, and I appreciate the high energy DJ and all that. I do. That's just not me personally. So I like his energy too. Like, you know, you just vibe it. You know? Throw around that dirty shit.
I would definitely say probably Graham Greene, just because he has access to the master plate files. Yeah, dude, just all the stuff he would probably be mixing in, you know, and like chopping and shit. Like,
more so to just
rare.
You
never heard it before.
Yeah,
dude.
Shout out Graham Greene one time, bro. I was watching that video that you sent in the Misfits group chat, or the one that you mentioned about, I guess, plate culture.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see that he wanted to start that project like back in like I think he said 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
And he did it, and I felt like it was like a really relevant time where he did it at, because I feel like what he talks about is something that really goes on a lot in this scene, and it doesn't, and it's probably just because like they're not really. People aren't really as informed as they should be.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see you know his perspective, somebody that had you know those plates that everybody wants, and it's like, all right, this is how you do it, Professor Green and cut, and it's just a very educational video, and it taught me a lot. So shout out to you one time for
yeah, dude, that was
for sure, man.
I mean, I didn't get a chance to catch it like when it initially streamed, but I took time to watch the whole thing. You know, it was just very informational, and just. Now it makes me want to, like, you know, hold the place that I have, like, even closer to my chest, you know? Like, gotta do it for the culture, you know? And, you know, screw the people who, like, leak and do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name drop. You know who you are.
But yeah, don't leak plates, don't rip plates. If it's not out, don't play it. So, what's that? Respect the artist and respect the craft, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, for sure. So, what would y'all like all-time dream venue to play at?
That's crazy because this is like a whole like not it's not even national anymore. This is a worldwide.
Yeah, a lot of choices now.
Where do they have Rampage in Montreal at? Whatever that is, I want to play that.
In the back of my head, I was like Rampage.
That's where I'd want to play at Rampage. Rampage is crazy. Montreal.
Shoot, it's gonna be like super left field, but a Dirty Bird camp out. I always wanted. Yeah, I know. Ooh, I know. You shot me that look. I mean, I don't know. What really got me into the scene initially was like, you know, house music and stuff like that. Shout out to all the homies. Yeah, I know, but just I don't know that their distinct style of like deep house and stuff like that is very, very quirky, very cool. You know, it's different. It's not like your normal traditional house. It's like it's a characteristic when it's Dirty Bird, and plus all the DJs are like camp counselors, so you can like win badges and stuff like that. Like it's what was it? Like Boy Scouts and shit. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you get all your badges.
Yeah, play tug of war with Claude Von Stroke. What's up? Yeah.
It's a vibe, bro. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
So who would y'all say like something like your I guess major influences would be, whether it be like in like the music you produce or just like how you spin or just overall how you are as a person?
Music wise, my first major influence was Timbaland, because I started making
what?
hip-hop. Yeah, because I started making.
Hold on,
hip-hop.
I gotta sit up for this one. Hold on.
Yeah, because because he was the one who like I noticed first as far as production quality, And like he used the baby's voice, you know, and they uses Middle Eastern drums and all kinds of different instruments. And I realized like, oh, you don't have to have just drum set sounds in your music. You can have all whatever it is. You can make it into an instrument.
True.
And as far as like dubstep, my first influences were like Rusko, Flux Pavilion, people who I got exposed to at first.
Right.
You know, Benga, Scream, people like that. So I'm really into the deep subby stuff. So yeah. As far as that old school dubstep and Timbaland, pretty much.
Do you think like when in terms of like whenever you make music, do you feel like there's like this kind of like cross like in the middle where like both influences kind of like meet?
Yeah, because I like using like strange little sounds and drums, and I like using dialogue a lot, like to kind of tell a story. So I feel like all that culminates from samples in old school dubstep. You know, all the funny little drums from Timbaland. Like, I feel like I do express those influences a lot in my music. So.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
In terms of production, I really like. I mean, in fact, you know, really, you know, super dope producer, and just I don't know. I have a lot of his music in my library. Like, I've never, you know, dropped so much money on Beatport on an artist in my life, you know, until Infect. Yeah, I gotta have Infect in my set, like always.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, and then sound really I mean, maybe not generic, but maybe a common answer with Skrillex, you know, like Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. First time hearing that was just like mind blowing, you know, in a way. Yeah, very. I mean, it's crazy saying that, but yeah, that's how it was.
I mean, it has been 10 years. So.
Yeah, that is a decade. Wow.
It's weird to think about it, right?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm getting old now. Let's not name numbers anymore. But I don't even like. Have y'all ever stopped to like just like notice how influential like he was like 10 years ago? Like Skrillex, how many people he got into the scene, and how many people have been like just from that. How many people stayed in the scene because of Screaming
yeah,
definitely. I know. As soon as people started shaving the side of the head with more frequency, I was like, "Oh, he's out here."
Hey, hold on. I mean, no, that's good.
You know, and just how that just went to UKF dubstep, and then that's when it all exploded for us. You know,
This podcast is a UKF exclusive.
Sure.
So who do y'all like? What would be like y'all shout outs, like y'all's DFW shout outs, like who
should we be on the lookout for? Where some people that aren't getting the recognition they that should. Because Dallas, because Dallas, people really, because there's only like a few common names that people know, but it's still like just from like one city, but they don't understand know how deep it really gets in terms of like how many people there are like actually doing this shit right now in the scene.
For sure. Let's see. I know he's getting some shine, but when I met him, he was still kind of like, you know, getting his feet wet. It was Ace Aura. Because he just works at it, man, and it's cool to see someone win when they actually just work hard, and you can tell they work hard and they love it. Let's see, who else? You got anybody? It's because it's so many. Like, I don't want to say a name and then I forget somebody out. And it's like, damn, you got somebody?
Man, Misfits crew.
I'm a gay.
All of the Misfits.
All the Misfits, man, for sure.
It's like y'all thought the Misfits takeover was a stream. Now we taking over this podcast.
For sure.
And we're gonna cut that out.
Hey man, I want my shout outs.
I mean, shoot, Perry Wayne, on the real though, like just seeing him.
He's coming up.
Yeah, seeing like him at his first show here in Dallas and just how he's like grown since then, you know, like. Yeah. I mean, shout out to him, Bygor. That's like huge.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but the subsidiary releases he's had.
Oh yeah.
Because I think right now he has that whole Takeover EP on Bygor, but he also has another release, I guess like a single on Subsidia.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that's huge, bro.
Yeah, that's advantageous for the entire city because even with Hash and people like that, like they're seeing that Dallas is producing talent.
Mm-hmm.
So when those ships rise, so do everyone else's. You know what I'm saying? Because more eyes are going to be on Dallas. More eyes are available to see even more people.
Exactly.
So, rooting for your hometown guys, like that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because then the stock rises of the city. So does
more eyes. Look at
more
everybody.
attention.
Yeah, you're more likely to get attention from them.
Exactly.
So stop putting people down, people in Dallas.
Yeah. There's literally, I promise, there's enough room for all of us to eat.
Oh yeah,
exactly,
for sure.
Exactly.
Like we can all eat. There's no need to be crabs in a bucket and try to take each other down. We can all get this fucking clout, fame, money, whatever you want to get. We can all get it. There's room for it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So
And preach it, bro. Preach it. Because it's straight facts.
Yeah, it is.
It's straight facts.
Straight keys.
yeah.
Major key.
We need to push each other. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no need for hate because you don't gain anything from it. You know
at
what I
all.
mean? Like putting another person down. Does it even make you feel good at the end of the day? Like,
bro, you suck at mixing. You feel better now?
I mean, it's true, but
But yeah, no, 100%, bro. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
So back to y'all playing at y'all's venue. What would be y'all's opener?
Ooh,
Like 2 fake out drops back to back, and then stack like 4 of the tracks on top of them.
Yeah.
Probably, cause I played it for like 6 months straight, like on repeat. Rascal Bloodfire. I don't know if y'all ever heard that. It's fucking killer. Go find that. It's fucking killer. And
Link in description below.
Yeah.
yeah, Rascal Bloodfire. That's probably what I start with.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Actually, I'll just switch it to like a dubstep track, because
It brings that energy.
we had what was it? What have I played recently? And we'll just keep it simple. We'll open up some blocks, Yeah. We'll double it with something. Let's make it a little more interesting. But we're just
so it's a little different.
We'll do pass out with blocks. Boom. We'll do that. And then we'll proceed from there.
Fuck it, whatever pops up in the library.
Yeah.
In the playlist. Yo, but talking about live shows, what do you think, or what would you say y'all's like most memorable moment was when playing?
Honestly, it wasn't even like a show. It was a ham open decks, and like I was the only one who played house that night, and to see the crowd vibe, even though I was playing house for the open deck, I think that was pretty memorable. Just cause like I wasn't expecting. I was like, I'm gonna go out here and do this because that's what I feel like doing. And but to get some compliments afterwards, it's pretty memorable.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I got to, close for Ray Volpe and Loud Pack at the Lizard Lounge at the main stage, bro.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Rest in peace, Lizard Lounge. But it was crazy. Got to dap up Loud Pack and just seeing, like, me and McMahon just hold the crowd, it was just really cool because I was terrified on stage. Oh, man. It was like,
for the bad rep that Lizard Lounge had, and and went down with, I feel like it still has to get the respect just because of like how many legends got the chance to play there.
Yeah.
Like the history behind that venue.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's first EDM club.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people's first experience with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So while you go to other venues and you expect the same things you get at other venues, at Lizard Lounge, and they don't cater to the whatever, people are like, oh man, fuck Lizard Lounge, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like, you have to appreciate the times you had there. You went.
Exactly.
Even though you were talking all that shit, you still went. Every weekend, no matter who was there, you want to go see Johnny Funk a couple times a month, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, he kills it, though. He kills it.
Yeah.
I went up, shit. I love Johnny Funk. Fucking killed it. But anyway,
seriously.
Talk about OGs in the game.
Yeah,
for
man,
sure,
definitely.
Shout out Johnny Funk. I don't know if he's still doing it, but
No, I think he is because I think he was opening for for somebody back at It'll Do. I can't remember who it was.
That's right.
But he's still around. I still see him on flyers.
So he's always been a nice guy. You know, a few interactions I've had with him, he's always been a nice guy. So shout out to him. Local legend for sure.
Yeah, I definitely got a chance to see him DJ in a Plague Doctor costume. So I had like a huge beak and he just DJing. Yeah. He's killing it up there. It's crazy. Like, he can play it all, you know. He's open and closed, so like he can throw down some dubstep, he can throw down some house. Like, he's very versatile. Yeah. It's nuts. Though it's crazy how, like, you know, looking at like Stereo Live and who they're booking, you know, because that was like the big venue here besides Bomb Factory, you know, but like seeing it when at one point they had to introduce a second show series to be able to do like the more like deep housey stuff, you know, while like how predominant like all the like the bass shows were booking here. Shoot, we got to see what was it, Subtronics up in Smoke Tour there, and that was sold out, dude. Yeah, that was nuts, and actually getting to like. We got lucky because we actually, our line was wrapped around their buses and stuff, so we got to say what's up to Jesse and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And like he was kind of bringing up, like, in booking the venues before everything closed, right? You could see that the venues before were kind of sticking to a certain genre, right? But then towards like the beginning of last year, middle of last year, all venues we're booking shows. Period. We don't care who it is, as long as we can bring the talent to the venue. It's all good. Right. And I think that's good, especially since we have such a diverse taste in electronic music. And I know, like right now, it's super dubstep and rhythm heavy, and so with house and all that kind of stuff. But I think even then, you know, we do have our crowd that likes Dirty Bird. We do have our crowd that likes all the more poppy stuff, you know, like, and the more people come and play the shows, the more people are inspired to make music, the more eyes, it all comes back around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. For sure.
Well, going, like, you know, how you're going to say how it goes, like, full circle, how, like, for y'all, were y'all ever, like, in the crowd and you just, like, look up stage and, like, all right, this is what I want to do? Like, in terms of, like, you know, making music and playing.
Roscoe at not EDC 2010, Nocturnal 2010. At EDC, there was maybe 60 people in this crowd. 2 months later, at September, it was packed outside, and I was like, wow, he can make these people feel these kind of ways. He can make people. I saw some girls cry, like, he playing dubstep, like, it's crazy. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, like, I've been dabbling with the idea. I've been bullshit rapping with my friends. I've been making these beats. I like this. How do I make this? Mm-hmm. How do I go about this? So yeah, I think that was when I was like, okay, that's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, on my 19th birthday, I had some friends take me to the club. They didn't even tell me like what club they were taking me to. And it just ended up being Legend Lounge that night.
It was full circle.
And I had no idea, like, whoever picked it was into, like, this kind of music. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll go in. And, like, coincidentally, that night, it was Terra Vita, which is, like, this older, like, drum step artist. And, I mean, shoot. I don't want to say his name. It's like Voldemort, but... Dad's sick before everything happened, you know. Yeah, it was crazy.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah, yeah. But luckily, I only caught Terra Vita's set, you know, because after that we dipped and went to IHOP. But yeah, I only caught Terra Vita's set. I remember I was in like in the pit, but the area where the little stairs were at, we can just like chill, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And like they had the speaker or whatever sub like pointed right at like my chest level. So like when he dropped, what was it, Lords and Ladies. What was it? The bass just hit me in the chest. I was like, bro, like, this is amazing. I want to be able to make something like this, you know? So, yeah, it was crazy.
You want to be able to punch someone in the chest for the sub.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's cool to see that, like, in terms of, like, even, like, bigger artists now, that's how they got started. Yep. They were once that person in the crowd, you know, at an EDC or some festival, for sure. You know, watching people up there. And then now, like a couple years later, they're the ones not really headlining, but those are like some of the main acts up there. Yeah. So it's crazy to see how influential just going to shows might be for somebody in the crowd.
Yeah, before pandemic, you know, when I was like in a rut, production wise, that's when I kind of would come out and okay, I need to go to a show, just to like feel inspired again, you know, just to feel that energy again. Because sometimes, you know, being at home all the time, it kind of you're in your own head a lot, so like it's hard to find brand new inspiration. So like going to a show just renews that energy.
Yeah, because after that show, I just want to get on, start mixing,
exactly.
start doing something. Like I want to make something new. Like,
exactly.
I remember having this conversation with David Bigworm. Shout out Bigworm one time. He said I remember in the podcast we did. He said that like before COVID, his music inspiration was just based off of that live energy. So making a song that'll like hit like in a live crowd. That's where his inspiration was. But then whenever COVID hit, he was kind of like in a run as well. And then he kind of branched off, started making like future based kind of stuff. And then he got back into dubstep. And then use whatever he learned in future bass, so the melodies, melodic stuff, and incorporated that into dubstep.
Kind of right on that. Like lately, I've been producing and like
that's what I wanted to do. So
engineering and stuff. So like, I've translated some of the techniques from that to kind of like how Big Worm did, and like help my dubstep out. And try to apply those effects that I use on vocals, blah blah blah, to process some of the instruments in dubstep. So it kind of goes back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's funny. He answered my question. I haven't answered it. There we go.
Appreciate that. Already, bro. Oh yeah.
So I don't think we covered this, but who would y'all most like to collaborate with?
Ponix.
Okay.
Yeah. He made me like get back into the rhythm style. Because like I had gone the whole dubstep tear out, then went back into got back into the house. Then like just hearing him again, like a few years back, kind of like made me solidify the choice and like making the switch to Sticky. I was like, man, I just love this kind of music, man. I want to make this kind of music, So yeah, Ponix would be a dream collab for sure.
For me, I don't know, a little difficult because I don't know, we had like a lot of people like we talked to like in the past, like on the podcast or whatever. But I just want to say one dude I definitely want to like. I've already done one collab with him, but I definitely want to do a second collab. Is my homie Gengar from California.
Shout out Gengar.
Yeah, he's a part of the STCKY, which is like a rhythm collective, like really dope artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, he produces stuff on the heavier side, like almost like tear out death steppy. Like in terms of like the synths and stuff like that, but like he still manages still manages to kind of rein it in a little bit, to keep like more traditional dubstep and like rhythm like stuff, aspects of it, But yeah, it's super like heavy
for
like,
sure,
punch you in the face type stuff. Yeah.
So you said Gengar?
Gengar.
Check you out.
Yeah. He was one of our first guests, right?
Yeah, first episode.
Yeah.
It was him and some guy named Swade from Colorado.
That's right.
Yeah, so.
Shout out Swade.
So how was he like? Because I know Colorado, it's kind of like more experimental, like up there.
Yeah, so his stuff was kind of like on the trappy side. It was weird. Yeah, he used a lot of like hip hop percussion and stuff like that. Super trapped out introductions, and then like more like of a rap style or like trap style dubstep, kind of like Kroll, where it's like just beat music. It's not like just traditional like rhythm. It's just like a hip hop beat with like dubstep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Okay. So how did you guys find out or first like hear about Rhythm Squad?
Oh, Twitter. Honestly, just Twitter for the most part, just because people who I followed were retweeting the Rhythm Squad account, and I just followed too because y'all posted some cool stuff, and y'all had merch and like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, because I always like to support like if it's local or if it's a smaller company or whatever, I always like to support, retweet here and there,
For sure.
Yeah, and then what was it? Yeah, Twitter, same, was the initial introduction. And then actually getting to meet, some of y'all at Open Decks. And, when y'all had y'all's booth, whatever, at Grindfest, yeah.
I forgot we did that.
Yeah.
It was for the FISO one, too.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we guys hit you up to, help, work with us on some stream. Alright, so if we guys hit you up to work with us on a stream potentially sometime soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Keep an eye out for these two. Would y'all be down?
Yeah,
for sure, definitely, man.
Misfits take over.
How many streams have y'all done?
For real?
I don't know. I haven't done any yet.
Yeah, I've done.
So this is your first one though.
I've done 2. Yeah, shout out Rhythm Squad, Nocturnal Ways, Grind Fest, woo. What was it? Got to do the most recent Xeon After Party, which was really dope. And then what was Chop Chowder, yeah. Oh man, I was just.
That was a good set,
saw
bro.
a lineup. I was like, man, I got to bring my A game.
That was a good set. That was a fire set.
Man, you pushed me to be greater.
Hey man, I just press play. I just pre-record a mix and just press play. I'm kidding.
It's
You don't do
honestly
that.
someone else that does it. So.
Yeah, it's not me. It's somebody else that does it. I hire a stunt double.
Your favorite song was what was it called?
Oh, the song I would play.
Bloodfire.
Bloodfire by Rascal.
Is that your favorite song out right now?
Ooh, there's a few songs by SZA I like.
SZA is a fucking goat, bro.
Yeah, man.
I think it's a collab with Murata, bro. I think it's called Grease.
Yeah.
That ID needs to fucking drop, bro. That is the fattest fucking plate right now.
Yeah, dude.
That shit is intense.
Damn. Yeah. It'd be hard pressed for me to pick a song over it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to pick a song over it. I'd have to go to my whole library, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's crazy. Recently on SoundCloud, what was it? We had this kid from Chile. His name was Blaster, and he has a clip on his page currently called Ghost House, and just it's crazy just how super bouncy it is because it's I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. Very like beat boopy, you know, or just like a lot of square notes that just create like a melody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's super crazy and just like how technical he gets to make that thing bouncy. But he has other tracks out on his page currently that like it's very dope. Blaster with a Z.
Super technical.
Yeah, technical. That's the word.
What's impressive about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to execute correctly what he's executing.
It's nuts.
Is that a Caster?
Blaster.
I'm thinking of like some other song by Caster. So Blaster from Chile.
From Chile. Yeah,
Chile.
It's nuts.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Checking them out.
Yeah. Link in description.
We'll plug you in. We got you.
Also, make sure to check the description out for their info as well. So, that's what I was gonna ask about streams. Since we're like 8 months in now with everything going on, do you think that streams still have like that
pull like they first did?
Yeah, because I mean, at first, whenever a couple months in, whenever people started like not really investing, but trying to go all out for streams, like they're getting like the full production and everything. That's whenever I felt like it was at its peak because people didn't really have that much to do. So hey, tuning into a stream, favorite artist they haven't seen in a while, and then it's a stream for their set. They're gonna tune in. Do you think that like streams now have that same audience kind of pull that they did like towards the start?
Maybe not as much, just because with things opening up, people have other things to do.
Yeah.
But I think that itch to go to a show is still there.
For sure.
So there will be people checking for live streams and when is the next one? When's my favorite DJ gonna DJ?
Because especially if it's their favorite, they're most likely gonna tune in.
Yeah, I think the market kind of shrank just because, like I said, things opening up and having other things to do. But with cases going up, people being scared, it might pop again, for December, January.
For sure.
So yeah, I think there's a still healthy audience for live streams though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just shout out to the big companies still putting out that content out for free as opposed to like we'll make them pay to watch your DJ play a set or whatever. But like just the accessibility, like Insomniac, Larry Bird, and like all like just how awesome our scene is here in general with Grindfest, y'all deciding to do these live streams,
For sure.
It's just
Even with a Digital Mirage, I feel like that's still like a good indicator of like how relevant streams are. Because even like Voltra, like his set last night, I think that was his first set since the start of the whole pandemic like shit. And he even like 1 o'clock our time, he was still like at like 2 point something like 1,000 people just watching, even though he's still like underground, but he's still like one of the bigger underground artists right now, and he still had like, you know, that audience there in his stream. Sure. So I feel like that's a good way to show that, you know, streams are still relevant, but who knows with the lockdown part 2, you know, the remixes, and fucking coming to a nation near you, aka the U.S. in like in a couple months. Probably will pop up.
But I'm just appreciative of like how all these streams are like people's first chances to play in front of like an audience, you know, in a way, you know, because that's y'all's way of like getting to practice before like when things do eventually you know normalize, you know, boom, you have, you know, easy access or better access to, you know, play these shows, you know, get booked by these promo companies, stuff like that.
Because it gives you a chance to finally, you know, it finally gives you that chance to finally get put on.
It's like training ground type stuff.
Yeah. Not only that, but I know for me, whenever it came to mixing, like before like quarantine, like I was pretty rough. Like I was pretty ass, I'll say that. But it kind of like whenever this whole thing started, it did push me to become, you know, better at mixing. And I feel like that's like a lot of people. Like it made them like push themselves to, you know, either A, take it seriously, or B, just constantly like improve and improve.
Yeah, it gave us that time and not had to like push to get this show or whatever. You had time to practice on your perfection, your craft, and make it better.
A key prime example is that is Usabi Flow.
Yeah, fucking go, bro. He is the goat.
I remember when I followed him, when I first found him, he had like 3,000 followers.
And then followed him back in like a couple thousand.
And I'm talking about video after video after video. It just jumped up thousand. I'm like, he's at like 6,000 now. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, because he started with basic chopping and then he moved to quad chopping and then like, you know, he worked on his skill.
Yeah,
like everyone should have been doing.
And since everybody's at home on Twitter, on like social media, he can send that to everybody. And people in Texas, he's in Canada. People in Texas that we probably would never have seen if COVID didn't happen.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Like,
he's also another prime example of like working as, you know, the dedication and the work that you put in, you know, it speaks for itself. For sure. And, you know, that, you know, whatever comes with it just comes, you know, as it should, as it's deserved. Yeah. So he's a good example for that.
Just put his head down and just work, you know, don't have...
He isn't on social media. He isn't talking shit, starting drama or anything. He's literally just in his own lane doing what he does, just in his tight little circle that he has, and just working.
And he just had the idea one day to put it on the internet. And sometimes, like, it takes, you know, now, like, it might not even seem like that big of a deal, but sometimes, like, if it's your first time, like, damn, should I put this out here? What if I suck? You know, like, what if this? What if that? You know, all it takes is that first step and dedication.
Yep, 100%. For sure. What's y'all's take on drive-ins?
Have y'all gone to one?
Nah. Well, I don't know. I feel like, you know, the right companies are doing it, you know? Like, Disco Donnie's, like, just a staple when it comes to putting on, like, festivals and stuff like that. So him doing the drive-in series and stuff like that and having the security and, you know, the safety measures in place to make sure, like, it's safe, you know? Like, the fact that, you know, okay, you know, you stay in your car, stay with the group you came with, you know? And it's just, like, you're in this defined area, you know, don't go out of it, you know? But, like, still be able to provide that experience, you know, for people to enjoy safely. It's really awesome.
Do you think those are still going to be around whenever shows come back? Because I personally, I don't know if it's just me getting old or what, but I honestly prefer drive-ins over like actual shows now. Like if they have the full stage production, like full sound production, and shows are coming back, I'd rather just go to a drive-in just because I can take my own drinks and just chill.
Yeah, I think it'll be like a novelty when everything. Now this is, you know, in 2 years when everything's back open, I think it'll be a novelty that will be more expensive to go to, but it'll definitely be something to go to.
Yeah.
They'll enhance the experience, you know, with a couple years of doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So before we start wrapping this up, is there any shout outs you want to give? Anybody you want to mention or talk about?
Just you know, Misfits crew and like all the homies. Really just just go listen to the podcast. Go listen to his music, my music, and yeah, just pretty much that.
I don't know when this is gonna drop, but people are collab. Yeah, when that drops.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Pete the podcast.
Play Digger podcast. Link in the description down below.
I'm just excited. You know, it sounds really cheesy, but like, you know, there's all these new artists constantly popping up, and just be able to find, you know, your next Void or your next, you know, like, I don't want to just say, you know, just throw out crazy names out there, you know, but like, it's just crazy how this like genre is constantly evolving, you know. You know, shout out Halcyon and like all the dudes doing the feature rhythm stuff. That's really cool. Melodic rhythm, all that. But yeah, just seeing how far we can push this thing, you know, like
It's like we were saying earlier, like how the music itself developed and became to like what it is right now, and just with like newer things coming out that help pushing it to like make it easier, more accessible, and more available.
Exactly.
Just like come back to this point in like 6 months and just see how fast it progressed.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a scary thought, but also a cool thought at the same time.
Oh yeah, everyone is gonna they're gonna have to be on their game. We're all gonna have to be on our game, and it's gonna be interesting. In the next 8 months, what happens? For sure.
All right. Squad Talks episode 9. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, comment Plate Digger. Comment Plate Digger. There you go, in the comment section below. All right. Thank you guys so much. On the next one.